We are live from California. Hey, welcome. Hopefully everybody's having a great day, an awesome day. I know I am. So good morning. So I thought today, so for folks that don't know, on my community page, if you're a member and you're on my community page, I put on a thing, a questionnaire, a poll about doing another live and what kind of live you'd like to see. So everybody kind of voted for, or the majority of the people voted for another cooking. So that's what we're going to do today. We do another cooking session. So hopefully we get a few more people on here. We can answer some questions while we're cooking. And hopefully we're cooking something new and exciting for you. So for me anyway, one of my favorite meals of the day is breakfast. I love breakfast. It just seems to be one of my favorite things. So we're going to cook something that's breakfasty. So hopefully you stick around. Hopefully you enjoy the live and kind of answer some questions, ask some questions, and we could try to answer them the best we can. Again, I'm no pro or anything else, but I've been doing this almost 5 years now, just to kind of refresh. So I know we've got quite a few new people in the community. So I started off this journey about 235 pounds, 240 pounds, going to the doctor, and the doctor telling me after a couple of times, telling me, hey, you're pre-diabetic. Probably next time you're going to have to start taking some medication, and as well as your hypertension, high blood pressure, and that you will be taking medication for that as well. So you either need to do something drastic and change your diet and change your lifestyle, or he suggested that I do keto. So here I am almost 5 years later. That was in October of 2017. So we did some research on it and did some trials on it and started doing keto, and it's been working really, really well for me. I would say it's one of the first diets that I've been on that has actually been sustainable for me, right? So it's been really, really good. I've really, really enjoyed it. One of the things I has helped me a lot was that I've learned to cook a lot of stuff myself. I've learned to really find ways of replacing the foods that I really like and putting them with low carb foods that help keep me or put me in a ketogenic lifestyle, right? So that's kind of what I've been doing. Again, a lot of the food, if you do look at it, I don't know how it equates to Weight Watchers or anything else. I would imagine because some of it is gluten-free and grain-free and stuff like that, that it's actually got to be much lower in calories, and so it's lower in points and stuff. I did do Weight Watchers for a number of years as well. I was very successful at it, dropped my weight. The problem was once I thought of it as a diet, I guess, and I gained it all back. I've done that a couple of times. I've done it again with Atkins. With Atkins, kind of got me so restrictive that I kind of started creeping back, and so that's kind of where I kind of have been for a while. Like I said, and my doctor kind of straightened me out. So anyway, so good morning to everybody. So let's see who on here. Tapara Mama. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering the name. Good morning. So hey, if you're in there, let me know who's in here. Give me a shout and just say hi or something like that in the chat, just so I know you're here. And if you have any questions about losing weight, any questions about your health or anything else, I might be able to answer them. So yeah, we're gonna cook some donuts. So these are keto donuts. So hopefully they're a low carb donut. We've made them before. I actually have a website. So if you go over there on the website, this recipe is on the website. So this is not the first time I've made those. There is another video out there of these donuts as well. But I kind of figured it was kind of an easy recipe to do. Again, it doesn't take long to do. I will tell you that this recipe makes 12 donuts, and I only have a 6 donut pan. So we're only going to make 6. I may make 6, and then later after the video, I make another 6 or so like that. So, but anyway, so that's what I wanted to do. Like I say, it's really, really super, super easy. So Fitness with JC, welcome, welcome, welcome. So anyways, I'm sorry if I. So just to let you guys know how I got this set up. So I have a laptop sitting here in front of me. It's kind of down a little bit, and then the camera is up here. So if I'm looking down, I'm trying to follow the comments that are going on here as well. So anyway, so I thought I'd just kind of start with that. Again, this is a great way to, you want donuts, you eat donuts, and you can still keep your weight loss going rather than going and eating those donuts that are full of sugar and very high carbs, very high calories and stuff of that nature. So this is really, really a super easy recipe. Hopefully I have everything here. Usually I do forget something, but we'll find out as we go along. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn our oven on to 350 degrees, I believe in Celsius. That is 180 degrees Celsius. So we're going to start off with that. Get that going. That is usually one of the things I forget to do. Usually I'll mix up all my ingredients and then I'll go put it in the oven, and I'll forget to turn the oven on. So, and then we're going to do something. We're going to add the, I use almond flour instead of wheat flour. So you can use coconut flour too. I don't know off the top of my head what the conversion is. I know it's a lot less coconut flour than almond flour. So it's like a 1 to 4. So it's like a 1/4 cup of coconut flour to 1 cup of almond flour. So I'm not quite the conversion. It will come out a little different just because of the fact that almond flour has a different consistency than the coconut flour. Coconut flour comes out more like with a cake texture, which is not bad, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to start off with this with we're going to do 2 1/4 cups of almond flour. That's 2. Let's see, did I get a 1/4 cup? Now I got a 1/2 cup. I get a 1/4 cup. And a 1/4 cup. I really do like to cook. I enjoy doing it. I actually enjoy doing it a lot more. My wife and I do it together, and I think it's a lot of fun when we're cooking together and stuff. So it's a good way. Put my phone over here out of the way. It's a good way for help bonding as well in the kitchen and stuff of that nature. I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. So we're going to use a 1/2 cup of, this is a monk fruit erythritol mix. So we're going to use a 1/2 cup of this. So this is our sugar substitute. Again, this is the sugar substitute doesn't spike your sugar levels or anything else. It kind of just passes right through your body. Your body doesn't process it as sugar. So we're going to add that. And then this is 1 tablespoon of baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda. So we're going to put that in here. Then there was a question of whether I wanted to make this into chocolate donuts or whether I just wanted regular donuts, right? So you guys tell me. So Shiura, I'm not sure. I know I'm not good at names, so I butcher names. So I apologize ahead of time if I'm not saying your names correctly. So I know a lot of you guys are in here that are content creators, and stuff of that nature. So I would strongly suggest if you are a content creator and you're out there, whether it be fitness or something else, go out there and check each other's channels out as well. So I'm going to mix this in. And then again, like I said, I was debating whether I wanted to make chocolate or do I just want to make regular donuts. I think I'm going to make chocolate donuts. So I don't know what you guys think. You tell me what you'd like to see. Would you rather see a chocolate donut or a regular donut? And then we'll do that as well. So I got to add some little different ingredients to that to make it into a chocolate donut. So I'm going to grab my eggs over here. I got 4 eggs. These are room temperature eggs. I am going to grab a tissue too. Hold on a second. I'm actually going to grab a couple of tissues. Just I'm going to have a spare one, right? I am still drinking my morning coffee. So it is morning time still here. I am thinking about changing the type of coffee that I'm using and how I use the coffee. And so Bubbles RC is saying regular donuts. So, all right. So the only difference between a chocolate donut and a regular donut is that in a chocolate donut, I'm either going to I would put in a little bit of cocoa in it, or I would put in one of the keto chows. So for today, I'm seeing how we're saying regular donuts. We're just going to make regular donuts with chocolate frostings. Okay. So this was the other alternative. Actually, this is actually a really good alternative. This makes really good chocolate flavoring, and plus it gives there's a lot of vitamins and nutrients in the keto chow that's not in the regular cocoa, but it's both of them are really, really good. So we're going to take the 4 large eggs. I'm going to put them in my bowl. So I guess what I would ask is, what's your favorite food? You know, do you like breakfast? Do you like dinner? And if so, what's your favorite food for that meal? So, so Bubbles is just saying that they just finished the morning coffee. It's 11:12 a.m. So you're an hour ahead of me. So you're in a Saskatchewan bush. Okay, so you're gonna go out and take the dog for a walk soon. I will go out and take a walk later. It's beautiful weather here. We're having really nice weather. So if you don't know, I'm in Southern California. We're pretty close to the beach, not right on the beach, but we're not very far from it. So we get a nice breeze from the ocean. So it'll actually be today, like today's going to be in the mid 70s here. And if you go inland a little ways, it will be 20 degrees hotter. So it's kind of a interesting dynamic, just because of the really cool weather that we have here. So the next thing, believe it or not, I'm going to add in some apple cider vinegar. And people are going to say, when I first started making this recipe and I started using apple cider vinegar and stuff, and I'm going like, man, I don't like the taste of apple cider vinegar. But actually, when you add it into something that you're cooking, you don't taste the apple cider vinegar. And the actual taste that you get when you put it in there actually is really, really good. So it's really, really a good mix. So I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon, and I always get teaspoon and tablespoon mixed up too as well. So, you know, it makes me nervous cooking live because, you know, when you mess up, you really mess up and you can't can't redo the video or cut that scene out or anything else. So it's it's kind of like a do or die thing, you know. So it's so. And then again, I'm going to take and I'm going to use some coconut milk, unsweetened coconut milk. So I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of this unsweetened coconut milk. So I'm going to put that in here. And these lives are always make me nervous. I'm always, I don't know, on edge when I do that. Let's see what I make. So then we're going to kind of whisk these together, or mix them together, I should say. I got a really cool Pogo whisk that I use. It's really, really cool. I'll make it like when I'm using eggs and something like that. It's great for making chaffles and stuff of that nature. So it whisks the eggs together really good with the cheese and stuff. So for this purposes, I don't think we really need it right now. So again, like I said, this is really a super simple recipe. I'm going to look over my menu here, look over my recipe just to make sure I didn't miss anything. The eggs. No, that looks good. So then we're going to just combine the almond flour mix, dry mix, to the wet mix. I'm going to put about half of it in here. Do that. And I'm just going to kind of mix it in, get it mixed up a little bit really good. So tomorrow we did a chicken, we did a steak fajita recipe, and that's coming out tomorrow. So if you like steak fajita, boy, I'll tell you, that really turned out nice. It turned out really good. That's something that we will be making again. We actually got steak on sale down at our local store here, and just kind of cut it into strips and cooked it up. It came out really good. So I'm going to add the rest of this. You know, I'm one of those type of people too that I can cook most anything, but I need a recipe or I need some kind of directions. Otherwise, I almost always forget something. I don't know if you guys are that way or not, or if it's just me, because I get very forgetful and. Now, so this does come in kind of two parts, right? So I do have alternatives to the toppings as well. I prefer the chocolate. We've done the white chocolate as well. If you've watched any of my videos, white chocolate and I have struggled over the years to get it right and to figure out how to use white chocolate so it doesn't burn or anything else. It's very different than dark chocolate, so or from regular chocolate. So. Now, this is pretty runny, so you'll see that it is. So I'm going to add just a little bit more flour into it, just because I want it to thicken up a little bit. So I might put in another couple of teaspoons of, this is a 2 teaspoon. I think I may have overdone it when I spilled overflowed the the coconut milk a little bit. So I do have, like I said, I do have a couple different frostings on here. There's an alternative for like a glazed frosting, and then the chocolate frosting. And then, like I said, I've done the white chocolate a few times as well. I actually made eclairs. So that actually came out pretty good as well. So. I do have, so we had talked a while back about getting my blood work. No. And that wasn't good. See, those are things that happen on the live that you can't take out of a video. I let the spoon go and it slid down into the bowl. So I do have that blood work from my doctor's appointment. We could talk. This is bacon a little bit. I thought maybe we'd just talk about it real quick, and I thought we'd talk a little bit about how we're doing for the month of June. How is the exercise going? How is the weight going? That kind of stuff. So I'm gonna put in a couple more teaspoons. I'm still not happy with the consistency of this. I want it to be a little thicker. That should be more than enough. Now, some people sift their almond flour and stuff too, and I will too if I'm making something more like a cake or something. And I guess this would be in that same category, but all right, that's good. I think we're good. I think we're good. See, those are all things that that happen during the filming that you can't. If you're making a video, you can always say, "Well, I'm just going to add more stuff and tell people," and then they don't even know that you made a mistake, right? So or something else. So yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. So we're going to take this, and I do have. I'm going to make a homemade piping bag. I do have piping bags, and I have a piping kit and all that stuff, but I'm not sure everybody does. So I thought this would be a good way of doing it. It gets a little messy, but then again, a piping kit does too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this in a bag like this. And everybody's probably wondering. Some people will know what I'm doing. Some people will not. But so basically all I'm going to do, and this is the messy part for me anyway. So I get this in here. I'm going to wipe off the outer bag a little bit. So then what we're going to do, I'm going to push this out of the way. Make sure you can see this part. And let's see how messy we can get here. I'm going to take and cut the corner of the bag like so. Do it over here. And then what I'm going to do is I didn't grease these. I didn't grease these because last time I didn't need to. And then I'm just going to kind of pour it in here. This helps me control it so I don't get it everywhere. All right. So that's what it looks like. I got 6 of them in here. Let's go say I may put a little bit more in a couple of these just to get a little more filling in them. I want them to be all about the same size so that I don't want to repipe the bag. I mean, refill the piping bag just because of the fact that I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. But anyway, so that's the way they look. That's right now. So we're going to throw these in the oven. So this is my oven behind me. So I'm going to throw that in here. I'm going to wipe my hands off real quick. Let me grab another tissue. So I had to laugh because have you ever watched a guy by the name of Black Tie Kitchen, Dennis over at Black Tie Kitchen? He did a video about the number of rags that you need in your kitchen, it's really, really funny. The guy is hilarious. He puts together the best cooking videos. I think anybody that I see on YouTube, he's funny. He does keto stuff, low carb stuff, and he does the funniest videos. Like I said, he was on a quest to make French fries, and he plays himself as 2 or 3 different characters, and he role plays, and it's hilarious. He did the ice cream one as well, and he just does hilarious stuff. But he talked about the number of towels, and he said you need at least, I think he said 5 or 6 towels in your kitchen, because whenever you need a towel, you don't have one. And I go through paper towels like crazy. With the way things are today, it's probably not the most economical thing in the world, but it's easiest for me right now. So I'm going to drink my coffee. So cheers. So everybody that's watching, where are you from? Let me know. So I kind of appreciate it. All right, we're going to let these bake for about 15 minutes. Ooh, I guess there's a bone in my coffee. Oh. As you'll see, I got quite a bit left. Again, this recipe was to make 12 donuts. I only have a pan that holds 6. So I said, well, I'll make 6. And then after the video, I'll cook the other 6 as well. And then we are going to make the sauce and stuff here a little bit. So, but I thought while it was baking, that 15 minutes while we were baking, we could talk a little bit about, how am I doing? So as you know, for the month of July, I've been working on some stuff for July as well. So for the month of June, I put together a calendar. I do it every month. It helps me keep on track of what I'm doing for the month and some of the things I've kind of challenged myself to do, because I think it's always good to challenge yourself to progress and get better, to work towards things and set yourself some goals to try to achieve. They don't have to be monumental goals, but there just should be some kind of little goals for this month. What are you doing? We know life happens, right? You're always going to have life happen. Stuff's going to throw in there. Things are going to happen. So just kind of a reference. So go through it, but it helps me when I do these calendars and kind of set goals for the month. So for this month, there was a number of other folks out there that were doing some stuff. So I kind of tagged on to some of that stuff. So I do, I have been trying to do 30 push-ups 5 times a week. And I have been doing that. Excuse me. Wow. So I haven't eaten anything, so I don't know. So Bubbles is from Canada. Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. So So those calendars help me a lot. So I did say I'm going to do the 30 push-ups a day, 5 days a week. I believe that your body needs rest. I'm also doing some planking. I'm still continuing to do the planking. And then, oh man. So then I continue to do the planking. I've also been doing some wall sit because Christian Quick Hits has been doing that. So I've been doing that as well. And Val over at Home Health and Fitness has been doing some balance training. So that was one of the things that I've been trying to work on a little bit is my balance. I don't know if you ever heard of the old man test, but the old man test is, can you keep your balance on and put your shoes on without touching the ground, right? With only one leg on the ground. So if I stand with one foot up in the air, can I put my sock on and put my shoe on? And then can I take my other foot, put my sock on, put my shoe on and tie it? And if you can't do that, that means that your balance is off a little bit and you should be working on your balance. And as you get older, like me, balance is one of those things you should really work on. The doctor told me when I went for my physical, he also told me I should be working on my stretching and my flexibility a little bit, just because that's one of the things that kind of, you're sitting around a desk all day and, even though I'm getting enough exercise, I'm not doing enough stretching and I'm not limber enough. I should be able to reach down and touch my toes with no problem and that kind of stuff. So I've been working on that kind of stuff as well. I will say this week has been a very hectic week at work. It has been a very hectic week out of work. So I'm not saying I'm successful at everything that I've done this week, but I've managed to get most of the stuff done this week. Not everything, not every day. I'm also in Derek's Journey's step challenge this month. He has a step challenge every other month he's been doing it. It's a great activity. It's a great way to meet other folks, to be involved with the community. So I do that as well. It's interesting. It's fun. So I really, really enjoy it. We've got a pretty good, Deanna is our team captain this month. So it's been pretty good. So if you're interested in getting some exercise, just even getting out and walking, it's a good way. It's a good motivational way of doing it, because everybody inspires everybody. So it works as a team. It's not an individual goal. You're just competing against yourself to get more steps. But it really is about you just getting out and walking, right? So, and there's some folks from all over the country, all over the world, that participate in this. It's really, really good. And there's about 70 or 80 folks that are involved with this. And it's interesting to see how many steps you can do. I know the last challenge, they walked about 24 million steps as a group. We walked. So, and this time I'm not sure exactly where we are as a whole entire group. I know what happens is we divide into teams and then the teams compete, and it's just kind of a fun, nobody's competing seriously. It's all in good fun, right? So, again, if you're interested, go down there and check out Derek's Journey channel as well. It's a lot of fun to get out there and get the exercise and stuff of that nature. I'll put a link down below as well. So I will talk a little bit about why we're here. So this is my blood test. I'm not going to show it up on the screen just because I haven't had a chance to go out and block out some of the personal information on here. So I'm not going to do that. So a couple of the interesting facts I'll go through, because everybody's interested in cholesterol. And that's the first thing I ever hear when I tell somebody that I'm doing keto. They tell me, "Oh, geez, what's your cholesterol? Your cholesterol must be out of this world. You're gonna have a heart attack soon, right?" So they don't care about the type 2 diabetes. They don't care about the high blood pressure. They don't care about any of that stuff. They just see the cholesterol and they just talk about that. So, but I'm going to just talk a little bit about it. So, first of all, total cholesterol was 224. So it's a little bit high, right? So the high range is they want 200 or less. But if you look at my overall cholesterol, I have been trending down over the past couple of years now. So my cholesterol has gotten much better than where it was. I want to turn the light on and check on this. They look good. So my cholesterol is getting better. If I tracked it year to year, you would see a downward trend on it. Now my HDL, which is the good cholesterol, should be higher than 40, and it was 73. So he said my good cholesterol has gone way up, right? And I contribute that to eating a lot of good foods and eating the right foods and healthy foods. And then of course the probably the biggest trigger to seeing whether your cholesterol really is an issue or not is your triglycerides. And my triglycerides, remember when I started doing this, he said that my triglycerides were high and that I would probably have to start taking medication soon. And now my triglycerides were 84 and they have to be in a range of below 150. So I went from being over that 150 mark to being almost half of what the goal should be, right? So he was really, really thrilled with that. Now again, the LDL, the bad cholesterol, was 133, and it should be below 100. And that's the reference range, right? So still a little high. It has been coming down each time I go in for my blood work. So he says, good job. And he said to keep watching it. He is concerned about the low cholesterol. So I'm not so concerned as much as he is about it. I'm more concerned about getting the bad cholesterol, the LDL. I'm more worried about getting the HDL up higher and higher, right? So that's kind of where we are with that. Glucose was 96, and the goal was below 99, so I was good there. I actually would like to get that maybe a little bit lower. Nitrogen was 18, and it should be between 7 and 25. Creatine is 0.84, and it should be 0.7 and 125. So the creatine was good. Let's see, sodium. And everybody also talks about sodium, right? Because I put salt in my food, and when I cook, I put salt generally on the food that I'm eating. I drink electrolytes every day, which is almost all salt. So the ratio on that was, you would think my salt would be extremely high. My salt levels were 140, and it should be between 135 and 146. So I was right perfectly in the middle where I should be. So apparently adding all that salt is okay to me. I know, hey, RJ, how are you? So just kind of, so the sodium was good. My potassium was 5.1, and it should be in a range of 3.5 to 5.3. So that was good. The chlorine was 103, and it should be between 98 and 110. So that was really good. I can just go on and on. My carbon dioxide was 30, and it should be between 20 and 32. My calcium, it was 9.9. It should be between an 8.6 and 10.3. Protein was 7.1, and it should be between a 6.1 and a 8.1. So I was right in the middle of that one. And it kind of goes on. So everything within this range, within this category, this was just all the metabolical panel. You see it right here, metabolical panel. So all of the checks that were in there were all green. They're all really, really good. If you have any specifics that you want to know about, alkaline phosphates were good. So the globulin ratios was good. So it just kind of goes on. So then it goes down into the white blood cell count was at a 6.3, and it should be between a 3.8 and a 10.8, so I was good there. The red blood count was a 4.83, and it should be between 4.2 and 5.8. So I got to kind of figure out. I'd like to kind of get that a little bit higher, but we'll see. The hemoglobin was a 15.2, where it should be. The platelet count was 238, and it should be between 140 and 400. So all of this stuff was really, really good. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else. And then they went through, they do the urine analysis as well. And everything there was extremely well. The pH was in the urine sample was 6, and it should be between 5 and 8. Glucose was negative. Let's see, ketones are negative. Let's see, the protein was negative. There was no protein in it. There was no nitric in it. There was, so on and on and on. So, so everything was really, really good. And the PSA has to be less than 4, and it was 1.73. So that was really, really good. So anyway, so that's the blood results. Really, really good. So Quest here does our blood results. So that was a good issue, good findings, good result. Like I said, he said he's kind of watching my LDL a little bit, but my HDL was amazing, and he couldn't believe how much it had gone up and how good it was and how high and how low my triglycerides had gone down. So those that are really worried about your cholesterol going up, for me, it has done just the opposite. It did spike my, the first year I was doing it, it did spike my cholesterol. And then from there, it has kind of continued to come down after that. So it's lower now than it was before when I was just eating the standard American diet. So that's a good thing. Again, he's worried. The first thing he was worried about was for my triglycerides because they were high. Now my triglycerides are low, and he's extremely happy with that. So, again, he's a doctor. He's concerned about a few other things. I got to go in for my my annual colonoscopy. Not that you need to know that, but I need to do that. All right. So you gotta do your preventive maintenance as well as your regular maintenance, just like a car or a motorcycle or anything, right? All right, so let's see how these donuts came out. All right, so I'm going to take a picture over here so you can see. I'm going to let them cool off for a minute. Then we're going to pop them out. So I'm going to get a little board that we're going to put here because the thing's hot. I don't want to put it on the counter. I'll use a cutting board. I'll put it on the cutting board here and let it cool off for a minute. And I guess what I would ask is how many of you have ever had a keto donut before? And if so, did you like them, not like them? You know, that kind of stuff. So this is usually the area where I start cleaning up, and I have a hard time keeping away from touching it to letting it cool. So I do find that this pan, I don't know what it is, but this pan actually doesn't stick. It's really, really good. I don't know whether it's because it's, not gonna say it's new, but it's in pretty good shape, and I've been really good about not using a knife or anything else on it to clean it, and over time will I scrape it off, and I don't know. We'll see. but they look really, really good. Okay. This is a cooling rack. I may see if I can pop these out, see if they're too warm, or I may get myself in trouble by doing this. Yeah. I may have spoken too soon because it looks like they're sticking more than I wanted them to. So I guess maybe I should have yeah, that one stuck a lot more than I wanted to. I'm going to let them cool for a bit, and I'm not going to play with them. So that first one was a disaster. So you know, see, it came out and I tried to peel it too early, so it stuck too much. And it's sticking in here, at least on that one. So we're going to let those cool. They're still way too soft, and I'm going to let them sit there for about 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll go through it. So this is generally in the video where I would clean up and do all that good stuff. But instead, while these are cooling down, I think what we're going to do, we're going to actually move some stuff around here, and we're actually going to probably make a little bit of frosting. So this is how I'm going to make my frosting. I am going to need a little bit of a cup to, I'm going to heat up a little bit of water in it. So I'm going to pour a little bit of water from a drinking glass into it. I'm going to heat that up. We'll get that going. And then the other things that we are going to put in here. So I'm going to use for the sweetener in here for the chocolate frosting. I'm going to use the semi-sweet Lily's chocolate chips. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm also going to put them in a smaller bowl that I can get the donut in, but that I don't have the stuff spreading too far all over the place. This is about a quarter of a cup I'm putting in here. I'm not putting that much in here. If I need to put more in there, I will. I'm also going to put in some butter into this as well. I'm actually going to melt the butter as well. So this gets that water extremely hot. You could boil it if you want to. You can see the steam coming up off of the water. So that will help the chips melt a little bit as well. Now, I'll flip my page here. So I need about 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to put that in something to melt it. Let's see what I'm going to do. That's dirty. I'm not going to use that. I guess what I should have done is I should have put it in here and melted it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chocolate chips out. I'm going to put them back in here. I'm going to melt this butter down a little bit. So I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds. I am going to cover it just because I've had some bad experiences with butter splattering in the microwave. So I'm going to watch this real careful because of the fact that it's not much and I don't want it to explode. So I'm going to let that run for about 20 or 30 seconds and then I'm going to check it and see how it is. Again, chocolate is such that you can't really melt it by itself. It doesn't melt good and stay melted. It gets hard too fast. Another 5 seconds or so, another 10 seconds. So you want to add some kind of fat to it because the fat will actually help it stay melted and longer and actually get a little more watery consistent, which is really what we want to do for our cakes. So again, I'm going to add, this is the 1/4 cup of chocolate chips in there. So I want to mix that in there. Then I'm going to add a tablespoon of, this happens to be a half a tablespoon. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of hot water into it as well. And then we'll see how the consistency, we may add more water to it or not. We'll see. Get my cup out of the way so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So all I'm really trying to do right now is just trying to get all the chocolate melted and create a chocolate frosting. So you can make this out of the cocoa as well, but I prefer to make it out of the chips. First of all, they're semi-sweet as well. I am going to put some sweetener into this as well. I want to get the chocolate somewhat melted first before I added the sweetener. And I'm going to put a little bit more water in here. So now this has 2 tablespoons of water in it. Normally I would have done this while this stuff was in the oven just to get it going. Now I'm starting to, the chocolate's melting really, really good right now. So there's not much left of it. Now I'm going to figure out what did I do with my sweetener. Oh, right here. So this is my sweetener, and I'm going to add some of this to it too as well. Now again, this is powdered. All I do is I make my own powdered erythritol, because what I do is I take my Ninja Bullet and I just pulverize it so it comes out as powder rather than going and spending the money for getting more of it. So I'm going to put 3 tablespoons in here. I'm going to mix that up and we'll see how that tastes and how that goes. Again, the recipe calls for more than that. So it really up to you on how sweet you like it. These are semi-sweet already to start with. If you're using the dark chocolate ones, you probably do want to use more of the sweetener than what I just put in. See, to me, that's plenty sweet. So again, I'm going to test it. I am going to put this in a microwave because I want to melt it just a little bit more. So I'm going to throw this in the microwave for about 20 seconds. I want to be really careful with it. I don't want to burn the chocolate. Actually, I think I'm going to pop that in there for 15 seconds. And then I think we're going to that one almost came out good. I find if I use this and I use a small one, it really helps. I guess I should have, I guess I was too confident that, because I don't remember it sticking last time we made these. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, I definitely should have greased these, and that's my fault. Like I said, that one's not coming out good. That one did not come out good. So lessons learned. So those ones did not come out good. So stuck to the center thing. Again, I knew I should have greased them, and I said, I don't remember. Last time they just slid out of this thing really good, so I'm just not going to do that. I am going to taste test them, though. So this is melted really, really good. That's the consistency I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these donuts. I want to dip it in and kind of twirl it a little bit. And that's what I come up with. Again, oh, I lost a piece of this one. I'll patch it and you can't even tell that it was there. So how's that? Good? The best part is when you get done with this, that you can take some of this chocolate and you can put it on some ice cream or something of that nature. So we get down to the end down here. So I'm going to put a little bit on there just to kind of help it a little bit. So what do you think? Does those donuts look good? Not good? You know, it's not perfect, but then again, that's me cooking. Like I say, boy, when you cook live, it's pretty nerve-wracking too. It's you find out really quickly what's good and what's not good, and what you forget and what you don't forget, and there's no making up for it. So and there's not much left in here, so that's why I can't dip it. And but good, came out good. So it's a great alternative to breakfast. It's really something different. If you don't want eggs every day and you want to do something different, like I say, the other great alternative is I made those lemon muffins. Those lemon muffins are really super easy to make. They literally take minutes to, 5-6 minutes to mix up, and then I think 15 minutes to cook. And then you have yourself some lemon muffins. So those are really, really good. I suggest you go down there. Don't forget to check out that video. All right, this is just about all of the chocolate that I have to put on here, which is good because that's about all of the stuff I have. So that's the way the donuts come out. Like I say, that one came out really nice. Another good thing about with the chocolate donuts is you get to lick your fingers off. I'm definitely a taster. So I love tasting stuff while I'm going. Of course, if I'm cooking it for somebody else, or I know we're having somebody come over to the house or something like that, I wouldn't cook. I wouldn't be taste testing, right? But it's just me and my wife. So let's taste one of these things. So I'm gonna take this one. Take a bite of it. So these things are really, really good. So I would suggest you try them. Let me know if you try them, what you think of them. These are really, really good. So I do have more I'm going to make just because of the fact that, like I say, I have a pan that holds 6, and the thing is really made to make 12. So I'm going to make another pan of it here when we're done. But it's really, really good. I enjoy these. So so this is going to be our breakfast today, just because of the fact we don't have any eggs left. So. Oh, we got 2 eggs left. We got to go to the store today. So, but anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was good. Hopefully you go down there and hit that little thumbs up button for me. That would be really, really, truly grateful. And hey, Johnny, how are you? So, so hopefully you really enjoy these. These keto donuts are the bomb. So actually, I got 2 or 3 different recipes. This is just one of them that I like. I really like these. Again, I should have greased that pan. I knew I should have greased the pan. And I kind of said, well, I know that these are going to come out good. So, but anyway, just a couple macros on these things, so you want to know what they are. one of these donuts, and again, it's going to vary based on the chocolate frosting as well. So one of these donuts is 150 calories. It's about 5 carbs, 5 total carbs. The protein on it is 7. The fat is 13. The net carbs on this is 2. So that is without the chocolate frosting. So depending on the frosting that you use, it would vary, but just the donut itself is a really, really good treat. You don't necessarily have to have the frosting. I like it with the frosting, so it adds another carb or 2 to it. It's worth it for me. I really enjoy these. These are one of those great treats. We don't make them all the time, but we do make them occasionally, especially like on the holidays and stuff like that, because we want to have donuts or something like that instead of eating a regular breakfast, or like at Christmas time when you're going to cook a big meal. So the night before, we will go ahead and make a bunch of donuts and stuff of that nature, muffins and things, so that we can have them for breakfast for the next couple of days, as well as leftovers. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was good, right? Huh? I'm going to sit here and eat this whole muffin. Just the whole donut. That's what they came out looking like. So even though that they kind of stuck to the pan a little bit, they were still okay. So, hey, hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said, hopefully it was good. Hey, Jordan, how are you? I'm glad you're here. So kind of catching the tail end of it. But anyway, so we are, I think we're going to end the live stream here. I've done the cooking. If you have any questions or anything else, let me know. Please comment down in the section below what you think of the what you think of the donuts. Hopefully you like them. Hopefully you give it a try. I'll tell you, they're a really, really good treat. So I really enjoy Keto Donuts. So again, they're much better than going to Krispy Kreme or going to Dunkin' Donuts or somewhere else. So they're really a great alternative. So, all right, you guys have an awesome day. You enjoy the weekend, the rest of the weekend. I know I am. We actually have a long weekend. We got Monday off, so we're going to enjoy the weekend. It's a 3-day weekend for us. Actually, it's a 4-day weekend. We took Friday off too as well. Go watch some of those other videos as well. Coming out. Watch for that lemon muffin recipe that we did yesterday. I think tomorrow I have a fajita recipe coming out, so go over there and check that fajita recipe out when it comes out tomorrow. If you like fajitas, I love fajitas. It came out really, really super good. So check that recipe when it comes out. Hey, guys, remember, you are awesome. All right. So, all right. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.